trust the process, stay the course. It didn't look pretty, obviously, early in this game, and to hang together is something we talked about this week is hanging together, and they did that, and so the guys are very, very excited.
Doug, I know it's a team win, but what do you think this meant for Carson's long-term development to lead that fourth quarter comeback?
I think it's great. I think it could be the start of hopefully many fourth quarter comeback type wins for him, and again, to me this was a big team win today. Our defense played outstanding. A lot of our young players really stepped up and had impacts in this football game. Carson obviously was a big part of that, and he had an impact. But great team effort today, and really credit the defense for keeping us in there.
What did you say to your team at halftime when you're down 17-3? Zane, anything special? You just told them to
not really. Everybody kind of understood what was going on, and it was just a matter of pride. We just had to just kind of figure it out, and defense again did a great job in the second half, really kind of shutting everything down, for them and giving the offense opportunities. And again, we struggled offensively to start the third quarter, but then kind of got into a little bit of a hurry-up tempo and got into a rhythm and scored those 3 scores.
When you come down to a simple emotion like that, sometimes it's just a matter of pride.
It is. It just comes down to that. Quite honestly, it's just a want to, a will, a desire, and that's what I saw at halftime from the guys. Just.
Were they embarrassed where they were?
Yeah, I mean they were talking. I could hear them talking, at halftime. I could hear them. Defense and offense. They were encouraging each other. That was the thing about it. It was not a. You guys think I'm crazy, but it's not a shouting match in there. We're not throwing stuff and getting all up in arms at each other. We're coming together. We're figuring it out. We're putting a solution together. We talked about defense, big possession to start. 3 and out, and they did. And offensively, it took us a few series, but we finally got it going, and it's just a matter of that.
What was it for Carson? Only 2 wideouts, you ended the game with 1. What went into the decision to only carry 3 tonight?
Well, we were trying to get Nelly, obviously, to the game, and it was just unfortunate. We just kind of ran out of time. So, we had Perk, who's been working, and Perk really is a versatile. He's listed as a tight end, but he can play a slot receiver. So we kind of rotated him in there with the other 2 tight ends tonight.
Doug, what was it? Did you do anything with Carson the second half to get him going? I mean, obviously, first half and second half were different.
Yeah,
what was it?
I mean, the weather was probably a little nastier in the first half. I mean, the rain stopped in the second, but I think for us too, and for him, just kind of getting into some tempo a little bit offensively, just kind of no huddle, just lining up and playing, and just kind of using that to our advantage. I think really settled him into this game and had a tremendous second half.
A couple of guys said that the guys this week were a little ornery or whatever you want to. Guys got pissed off at times. Did you see that, and are you thinking maybe that's a good thing? Maybe that's what we need right now?
I think, listen, we hadn't won a game since our bye up until tonight. And so guys are disappointed. Guys are mad. Guys are frustrated. I'm frustrated, and so, it sometimes it kind of flushes out some things, during the week. And we had a really good week of practice. And the guys, I could really see the guys kind of turn a corner from the standpoint of coming together as a football team, and especially this time of the year, we're into that last month of the season, and we know what's in front of us. We know what's at stake, and the guys do, and it was a good week.
You had some guys who had rough years. Vaitai comes in and plays well. Perkins, who hasn't been included very much, plays very well. Sidney Jones, you had to use him in the fourth quarter, and he's been buried. He got you off the field right after Rasul got hurt. Can you talk about the preparedness of those guys to do what they did today compared maybe with other instances?
Yeah, I mean, you could just go down the list. I mean, you had JJ, you had Greg Ward, you had Perk, you had Boston Scott on offense, Sidney on defense. I mean, guys just really, Big V stepped in. I mean, guys, some of our younger players really had an impact and did have an impact because, and I credit obviously, I give a lot of credit to the coaching staff too, for preparing these guys and get them prepared during the week. It's not easy for a young player, especially at our receiver positions, for Greg to play an X and then a Z and JJ to go back and forth, and that's what we did in this game plan, and to move these guys around from different spots, and that's a credit to to Carson Walsh and Mike Rowe and the offensive staff for having those guys prepared and ready to go in this game. And then it was up to them, obviously, once they took the field, to execute and perform, and they did that well.
Is it remarkable then that without many reps with those guys in particular, Carson seemed to be his most efficient in weeks with guys that he doesn't necessarily have a great rapport with, just because of the way practices go?
Yeah, and we've practiced these guys, the last couple of weeks. I mean, even when before Greg got promoted to the active, even he on practice squad, he was working with the starting offense, just because we were having to rest some guys during practice during the week. So Carson's been throwing and working with him, and obviously getting a little more comfortable with JJ, and Perk was probably the newest guy, to really add to that mix. And I just think it's a credit to all of them, honestly, for the amount of work that they put in. Again, just a overall team win tonight, and proud of the guys.
What made you use Boston Scott the way you did, and did you know he had that in him?
I did know that he had it in him, obviously. We saw it in preseason, with some of the explosive runs that he had. And, you just never know sometimes. I mean, Miles did some great things for us, too. What a great run at the end there. Really the play was dead, and they had the right defense, and Miles creased it and made a couple, tough runs there. And, of course, Boston got in there, a little more change of pace, and you saw the quickness and the speed, and did a great job, So we just gotta find ways to get them all on the field.
And I give a lot of credit to Carson, though. You say it's a team win. He asked him to drop back 53 times. He doesn't have a starting wide receiver, a starting running back, a starting right tackle, and he pulls it out in overtime. So you got to give the quarterback some credit here.
A lot of credit for trusting his guys, for trusting me, from play call, play design, and and really trusting our process, trusting what we're doing, and that's a big credit to him. And it's not easy when you got that many new faces out there playing in a must-win game, against a division opponent. I mean, that's tough. It's not easy to do, and Carson does get a lot of credit, but at the same time, we made some plays on defense that kept us in there, and we're able to pull it out.
Did you save the season tonight, Doug?
It's a start. We still got 3 games. It's a start. We know it's a 4-game season, and tonight was 1. Obviously, we got a great road test next weekend, and we got to get prepared for another opportunity.
Doug, Alshon and Lane, any indication how bad?
I'll find out tomorrow. Let you know.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.